afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the brand new Ida B. Wells Middle School. We are thrilled to have families, staff, and community supporters join us this afternoon as we celebrate the opening of our new school. My name is Megan Vroman, and I have the privilege of serving as the founding principal of Ida B. Wells Middle School. On behalf of the entire Ida B. Wells Middle School community, I'd like to extend a heartfelt thank you to our city leadership and our community advocates in Ward 4 who've been relentless in advocating for and supporting the community's newest middle school. I'd also like to thank our wonderful feeder school communities, Whittier Education Campus, Brightwood Education Campus, Tacoma Education Campus, LaSalle Bacchus Education Campus, and Coolidge High School. The support of the leaders and staff at each school have been invaluable as we've planned for the opening of our school, and we are truly fortunate to be joining such a vibrant community of schools. As a former middle school teacher and leader, I am inspired by the opportunity that lies ahead of us. We have an incredible founding team that collectively seeks to establish a legacy of excellence, love, service, and growth as we reimagine the middle school experience as a time of true opportunity for students. We were elated when Mayor Bowser proposed naming our school after the iconic social justice leader, Ida Bell Wells Barnett. It is my honor to share some remarks from her descendants today. On behalf of my family, I want to say a heartfelt thank you to the District of Columbia Public Schools for honoring my paternal great-grandmother, Ida B. Wells, for naming a school after her. She made an indelible impact on the United States of America. It is very moving to me that she is now being honored and recognized by having a school named after her in Washington, D.C. I hope my great-grandmother, Ida B. Wells, will inspire students, teachers, and all people who enter the school. Her life spanned from the Civil War to the Great Depression. Both alone and through organizations, she confronted the challenges that the country faced during her 68 years. She showed by example how much impact one person can make through writing, speaking, organizing, and staying true to themselves and their convictions. Ida B. Wells serves as an inspiration and model for our social action enrichment programming at our school. In addition to a rigorous and loving learning environment, every student who walks through our doors will learn how to use their talents and passion to confront and take action on critical challenges facing our communities. Our students have the answers, ideas, and heart to solve some of our greatest challenges. And at Ida B. Wells Middle School, we seek to build their agency and inspire them to take action now. We are ready for an incredible inaugural year, and we thank you for being a part of our journey as a community. It is now my honor and joy to introduce one of our founding sixth grade scholars. Please join me in welcoming Chigozim Njoku.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chigozim, and I'm so excited to welcome you to the brand new Ida B. Wells Middle School. I'd like to give Mayor Bowser, Chancellor Farabee, Councilmember Todd, and State Board Member O'Leary a token of our appreciation for their support. I am proud to attend a school that is named after an incredible African-American woman in our history. Ida B. Wells was not only an Ida B. Wells was not only an activist and a journalist, she was also an educator. And I think she'll be proud to see her name on such a beautiful school building. I would like to thank Mayor Bowser for her support of Ida B. Wells and other schools across our city. I can't wait to enjoy the beautiful atrium, science labs, and classrooms. Our next speaker is a fifth-generation Washingtonian who grew up not too far from here in North Michigan Park. Above all her priorities is making sure students like me have a great education. Please help me in welcoming our mayor, Muriel Bowser.
Let's give Chigozim a big round of applause. representing all of our scholars here at the beautiful new Ida B. Wells. Chancellor Farabee, Principal Roman, and all the teachers and staff and parents of incoming students, I want to welcome you to our new Ward 4 Middle School. I want to thank you for your support in advance, for making sure that these young people have an enriching experience in a beautiful school year. I just cut the ribbon at the brand new Calvin Coolidge Senior High School. And with Ida B. Wells, we have the people of the District of Columbia invested $158 million into this beautiful new state-of-the-art campus for our children. As Shakozam said, we are also proud to name this school for an investigative journalist, feminist, civil rights activist, educator, and researcher, the Ida B. Wells. We know that Wells was a true pioneer. Born into slavery in 1862, she was a tireless advocate for the underserved and steadfast in her work to bring injustices against African Americans to light. Today, we celebrate her legacy and make history by cutting the ribbon on this middle school, the first standalone middle school named for an African American woman. I am proud that within these walls, our middle schoolers will learn in an environment that reflects our values of courage, equity, and educational excellence. It's also my understanding that Wells exceeded its enrollment projections and will welcome more students than we even expected this Monday, with over 150 new students. And that is fantastic work and a reflection of the confidence of our families have in Principal Roman and the entire Wells team. I am looking at another wonderful Ward 4 school in Whittier Elementary School. Just last week, I chose Whittier to be the place that I announced the park achievement scores for the entire district. And I chose Whittier because of the fantastic achievement of the scholars there. Whittier saw double-digit improvements in its park scores in math and reading. But more than that, it saw double-digit increases for each population: African American students, Latino students, and students with disabilities. And principal, those students are on their way to Ida B. Wells. And so our challenge to everyone here, because one thing I recognize is more people in our city don't have kids in DC public schools than do have kids in public schools. More people are done educating their children than still have kids in school. So it's important for us who are in the schools each and every day to let people know what's happening in our schools. Let them know about the achievements. Let them know about our fantastic new facilities. Let them know that Whittier, Ida B. Wells, and Coolidge is a pathway to early college. And I don't even have to talk to you about the savings that means for a family. It's a pathway to a health sciences focus. But more than that, it is a pathway to being prepared for life and career. These are fantastic schools. So if you live in Riggs, Lamont, Tacoma, Brightwood, Manor Park, South Manor Park, this is your school too. So please join us today. Find volunteer opportunities and support this fantastic school community. I am just very honored that in working with Councilmember Todd, we were finally able to secure and not have moved around funds to complete this wonderful school campus. And so I want to thank the council member for his steadfast support of Ward 4 schools and welcome him to the podium.
Thank you, Mayor Bowser. Thank you, Chancellor Farabee, Director Keith Anderson, State Board of Education Representative Dr. Fraser O'Leary, the Ida B. Wells and Calvin Coolidge SIT teams, and the Ward 4 Education Alliance, and I see our good friend Kathy Riley here, who stays so focused not only on Ida B. Wells, not only on Calvin Coolidge, but on all of our public schools across all 20 neighborhoods of Ward 4. So thank you, Kathy, for your work there. And let's give her a round of applause. I would also like to thank all of our neighbors, and I see our good friend Nancy Smith from Tacoma, and we have neighbors from Brightwood and from Riggs Park and from Lamond and from Manor Park and South Manor Park, who have all been so focused on ensuring that Ida B. Wells and Calvin Coolidge Senior High School got their fair share. I want to acknowledge Principal Vroman, who I know will do a magnificent job, and all of the teachers and staff here at Ida B. Wells Middle School. But let's give a big round of applause to our incoming scholars, our middle schoolers who will start school on Monday. And I really couldn't be more thrilled, as the mayor said, to enjoy this $158 million investment in Ward 4 schools. When I was elected as your council member 4 years ago, there was not one standalone middle school in Ward 4. And I committed and promised to Ward 4 families that I would ensure that McFarland Middle School, already in the pipeline, would happen without delay. And last year, we made good on that promise when we opened a fantastic $63 million middle school at McFarland. But we didn't stop there, Ward 4. We worked with DCPS, we worked with community leaders to further middle school opportunities and expanding on our promise. And we are here today, Saturday, August 24th, at probably 1 in the afternoon, opening Ward 4's second standalone middle school. Let's hear it for Ida B. Wells. And I want to thank and acknowledge our mayor and her entire public education team for their unwavering support to this day today. So with the opening of Ida B. Wells Middle School, we are enriching education opportunities for our students, giving them the tools they need for a successful future. In just a few days, on Monday, August 26th, the first inaugural class of sixth graders will walk through these doors and into the halls of this school for the very first time. Our middle schoolers will be able to learn in a brand new modern building designed with an eye towards meeting the needs of a 21st century classrooms. Our teachers and educators will be equipped with the best resources available to help our students learn and discover both inside and outside of the classroom. When our students leave this school for high school, they will leave not only with an understanding on how to succeed in the classroom, but how to make an impact in the world. The teachers and faculty that will lead Ida B. Wells are committed to the idea that educators are responsible for developing minds, the minds of our children, and empowering them with the social skills necessary to become future leaders who will enact change in our community and throughout the world. Ida B. Wells, as we heard, was born a slave in Mississippi, and at the age of 16, both of her parents succumbed to yellow fever, and she dropped out of Shaw University to take a job teaching in a country school in order to provide for her siblings. She would go on to be an investigative journalist, civil rights activist, led an anti-lynching campaign, and co-founder of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. Her legacy runs through the very ideals that drive this very middle school: persistence, resilience, and grit. This campus will provide so many opportunities for our students. Our middle schoolers will come here to learn about history and math while also discovering artistic talent, athletic potential, and lifelong passion. Our newest Ward 4 school will become a centerpiece in our community, a place where our students become leaders and Ward 4 residents can gather to celebrate the successes of our scholars. I cannot wait to see the amazing things that will come from our middle schoolers here. Congratulations to all of our incoming sixth graders. Congratulations to the Ward 4 community, and congratulations to all 20 neighborhoods. Congratulations, everybody.
Good afternoon. I am so proud to be standing before you today as we think about another amazing opportunity here in this community to ensure that our students are prepared for college and career when they graduate from District of Columbia Public Schools. There's someone who's also working with me day in and day out and thinking about the success of our students in the same way, and is always asking me, how are we doing, Chancellor, in the opening of Ida B. Wells Middle School? And that person is our mayor, Mayor Muriel. Please join me in giving a round of applause to our mayor and her leadership, ensuring that today is possible, and the investment of over $1.6 million in our facilities. I am also thrilled to stand with an amazing leadership team that has been preparing for this opening and is looking forward to receiving students on Monday morning. That's right, we will have over 150 sixth graders that will walk through these doors. And I again want to thank the leadership, not only of the administrative team, but the entire faculty and staff here in preparing diligently for our opening day. So let's give them a round of applause as well. I also want to again shout out our facilities team, the DCPS, that has been working hard and thinking about every detail of this facility, and it's been led by Ani Hinton and also Patrick Davis on our facilities and operation teams. And I also want to again lift up the leadership of Director Anderson for the Department of General Services, and you'll hear from him as well. So let's all give them a round of applause as well for their leadership. One of the investments that we are really thrilled about as we think about equity across the District of Columbia Public Schools is our investment in technology in our schools, ensuring that all of our schools are equipped well with robust Wi-Fi, but we're also really grateful that Mayor Bowser has invested historic amounts of funds for technologies in schools, beginning in this school year with $4.6 million in technology in our schools. And you will see that here in Ida B. Wells, as students will have devices, and all students will have one-to-one devices. And we will have one-to-one devices across the District of Columbia Public Schools this school year in grades 6, grade 3, and grade 9 in our high school. It's something that we should celebrate. And this is a 3-year effort to ensure that there's equitable access and technology in our schools. So when you go into this building, you'll see smart boards. And you should know that those smart boards will be connected to 21st century technology. I am also pleased to report to you that this is one of many schools that are part of our emphasis on our feeder system. And it's something, Kathy, I know that you press upon us often, is that we need to ensure that all of our schools that serve the same community are connected, and we're thinking about excellence from early childhood education to graduation. And the representation of excellence you've heard about already from Mayor Bowser and the test scores at Whittier. You should know that we're experiencing similar success across all of our schools at DCPS. But this school year, as we think about more schools that are higher performing and highly rated, we are doubling down on our feeders. And so we're thinking about the connections between Coolidge to Ida B. Wells and then to Whittier, and making that connection between the staff members and the administrative teams as well. So again, you should know that the excellence that you've seen at Whittier will be transferred over here to Ida B. Wells. We have great confidence in the administrative team. We're looking forward to a great day on Monday morning. We encourage you to help us to remind others to slow down. We've got young people coming in the morning to school, and we also want our young people here on time. And I see some T-shirts represented already on Everyday Counts. We want all of our students to be present not only on the first day, but every day. Thank you for supporting the District of Columbia Public Schools. It's my pleasure to introduce to you Director Anderson, and also again, we're so grateful for the leadership of Councilmember Todd as well. And I say that on behalf of all the residents of Ward 4 as a resident of Ward 4 myself. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chancellor Farabee, and good afternoon, Ida B. Wells community. I'm Keith Anderson, the Director of the Department of General Services, and it is a pleasure to be here today to celebrate history in the ribbon cutting of the Ida B. Wells Middle School right here in Ward 4. And as the construction arm for the city, the Department of General Services is honored to have contributed to providing Ward 4 with this new state-of-the-art middle school that will prepare students academically, socially, and emotionally for generations to come. I would like to thank Mayor Bowser for her support of Team DGS, the Wells community for your patience during construction and commitment in supporting of the IDB Wells School, Team DGS, which is right in the back, and all the subcontractors, contractors, and team members that made this project happen. Now, are you guys ready to cut a ribbon? All right, we're going to cut it.